o'clock, flames charged over the ridge and down towards the Possum Kingdom Dam. Tom Harveston watched helplessly.
Me personally, my house is right through here, so it may be gone.
At 3:20, the Forest Service made an emergency announcement.
As you've seen, the fire conditions have changed radically. The IC is in the process of starting to evacuate.
They pulled out of their command observation post and told journalists to get out too.
They were putting a lot of water and a lot of retardant on that fire, and it wasn't slowing it down.
This was the scene north of the fire. South of the fire.
Take whatever you need.
Yeah, that's all I can hold right now. Everything we've got is turned off also.
The owner of the General Store and Grill on Highway 16 gave away all the ice he could to volunteers helping firefighters and to ranchers trying to save their herds.
I'm just moving them from pasture to pasture. As one pasture burns, I move them back into that one and bring them back around.
Okay. Do you have land in there or house or?
Oh, yeah, I have a home.
Is it okay?
Oh, yeah.
This volunteer thought her home was safe on an area called the Peninsula, but 2 hours later, flames and embers forced her community to evacuate too.
It's got a river to jump. That's nothing for this fire. As aggressive as it is right now.
You start to get the feeling that almost nothing is safe out here. Again, 6,200 acres, 25% contained, 39 homes burned, and 9 RVs. And just a few minutes ago, the Forest Service said that because of this fire is so hot and the wind's fairly strong out here, the flame retardant and the water drops seem to be doing almost nothing at all. Live at Possum Kingdom Lake, Jim Douglas, Channel 8 News. Back to you.
All right, and on to more breaking news right now. A fast-moving grass fire is burning near the town of Paradise in Wise County. That's about an hour northwest of Fort Worth, not too far from Lake Bridgeport. Already more than 100 acres have been reported to be burned. Channel 8's Janet St. James joins us now by the phone. She's in Wise County. And Janet, what can you tell us from where you are?
Well, we're told that this fire is actually really centered in the town of Cottondale, which is south of Paradise and west of Boyd. As of a few moments ago, the original command post on County Road 3457 had to be abandoned. They called in for assistance from 5 other fire departments. At this point, we're not really sure how large the fire is. They just got a helicopter in the air. They're trying to survey it, see how many homes may be threatened. Last word was at least 100 acres, perhaps 20 homes, but then I heard from the Sheriff's Department that they thought that it was many more acres and many more homes. They're just trying to figure this all out. Right now, County Roads 3550, 3554, and 3540 are being evacuated. We are headed that way now, and we will let you know what we find and give you an update on the situation as soon as we can.
All right, Janet, keeping us posted. We appreciate it. And on the phone now is April Saganor with the Texas Forest Service. April, we talked to you yesterday, now again today. Did you expect for things to be this bad on day 2?
Well, we heard in our briefing this morning that the weather conditions were going to be pretty similar to yesterday, so we figured we were going to have a little bit of wind and the hot, dry temperatures and the dry fuels, obviously no moisture in sight. So we knew it was going to be an active, busy day. And again, we continue to staff this fire with a lot of resources. You guys mentioned earlier there were some more evacuations today. Our first concern is public safety, and that includes the media, so we needed to get folks out of that affected area. But we continue to work on this fire and try to get it under control.
April, which resources? Tell us a little bit more about those in better detail. What is out there fighting this fire right now? For both fires, we have 2 working right now.
Correct. Which puts us in a little competition for resources. You know, we're fighting fires statewide. So on this particular one in Palo Pinto County, we've got aircraft that drops water. We've got aircraft that drops retardant. We've got dozers. They're trying to build a line around the fire with the dozers. We've got engines. We've got multiple resources from several fire departments and other agencies in the area. So it's staffed pretty well. A lot of manpower out there. Folks working hard. We had a little swap over today, so we mapped it at about 5,000 acres, and then it grew a little bit, and we're saying it's about 6,200 now.
And last thing, April, what about any evacuations in Wise County? Is that happening yet?
I don't have any reports of evacuations yet. What our dispatch says is that it's unknown, so we may be able to bring you a report of that later on this evening.
All right, thanks so much, April. We appreciate it. We'll probably be chatting tomorrow as well.
And with all these problems, firefighters barely have time to stop and eat and rest, so neighbors are bringing meals to them. Today, the Chamber of Commerce in Possum Kingdom collected food for hundreds of sack lunches to take to the firefighters who are out in the fields. They're still taking donations. They're looking for any kind of wrapped foods that are easy to deliver. There's also a big need for bottled water, Gatorade, soft drinks. You can take those donations directly to the Chamber of Commerce. It's at 362 North FM 2353 in Possum Kingdom.
Okay, I'm here with Pete in the Weather Center. Give us a perspective of the conditions these firefighters are up against. I mean, they're in those outfits.
They are. I mean, it's extremely hot out there. I mean, near record heat once again today. And as April just mentioned with the Texas Forest Service, the conditions today, the weather conditions, almost identical to what we had yesterday. And to help illustrate this point, I want to head to WeatherBug and Mineral Wells Airport, just to the east of where we're fighting the fires, where the fires are being fought right now at Possum Kingdom Lake. The temperature's 104, but the humidity almost identical to yesterday, 15%. South winds at 11 right now, but they've had gusts there at Mineral Wells Airport up to 24. Gordon ISD. Now that's south of Possum Kingdom Lake. It's 106, 18% humidity. Southeast wind at 12, but gusting up to 20. Now, I want to head to Wise County at the municipal airport in Bridgeport. Janet just mentioned that the fires are in that location. They're actually south of Bridgeport, as she just pointed out. 104 is the temperature. Look at the relative humidity. It's extremely low, 12%. South winds right now at 12, gusting to 20, and one more location, Decatur. So what Janet was talking about is due south of Decatur and Bridgeport, around Cottondale. Those are the locations. 14% relative humidity at the Decatur airport. South-southeast wind at 10 and gusting up to 21. So, Shelley, very, very dry, and there's no hope on the horizon, at least for the next several days, of conditions starting to improve. But we do have a strong cold front and a chance of rain in the 7-day forecast. I'll have the Labor Day weekend outlook coming up.
Okay, thanks so much, Pete. And 750-acre fire is now causing problems on Fort Hood's training.